Hi y'all, it's Kate at Kate's Garden Chicken and Cat Rambles, and I'm using my microphone. I hope it's working. I've got everything doing what it's supposed to. So this is Friday night, and this is just a short video about a bit of a conundrum I have. So made a video about it earlier, and it's kind of long-winded, and I accidentally erased it, so that's probably a good thing. But Miss Moira flew the coop again today. See where she's at. Moira! She's been out for a couple hours. Oh, there she is. She's got food and water. It was down there with chaos, but typically when one of the birds gets out, they spend their whole time kind of freaking out, running around the perimeter, wanting to get back in. And I was out here with her for like a solid straight 45 minutes. She had probably already been out about an hour. And she never once acted like she wanted to get back in. She came over here. You can tell she's kind of dug up my straw path. This is a little low spot where water tends to stand. So I have been using this old straw that I don't want them really messing with much because it's old and icky. But I've been using it um, just to reinforce this path because we've been getting so much rain. But she dug up, I watched her, I filmed her in the previous video. She scratched up 3 worms in less than 30 seconds. But I don't know if she just accidentally flew out or if she just really doesn't want to be in there with them. She does hang out on the perimeter of Cosmo's little group and with the Leghorns, but with all those groups, she is the bottom of the pecking order. And that is not something that cream-crested legbars like to be. They like to be the top. And Daddy's not hurting her really when he mates with her. The Brahmas are the only one that picks on her. But when I first came out, I couldn't find her. And so I looked around the yard, and when I did find her, she was, let's see if he's still here. Yeah, Chaos was all stretched out in the shade sleeping, and she was sitting over beside him. And then when I came out, she started, pecking around, and I checked on some things in the garden and moved the sprinkler. And when I came back around the house, she had come to her old dust bathing place and had, you can see there, she's all kicked it up and was dust bathing. I am really tempted. That's where my conundrum comes. Should I just leave her and let her be free range on her own? Like I said, she doesn't seem to want to go back in. I told Paul we would leave her, and tonight at bedtime, close to dark, we'll see where she's at. We'll see if she's anxious and wanting to get back in the coop, or if she's coming in here to roost. And see, she's got, I put a box in here so she does stay out here. She's got a little nesting box. She's got this roost, and then she's got a high roost. And as you can see, Daisy back there on the high roost, she is, within about 6 inches of the other birds roosting. So she's not really alone. I'm a firm believer that, they're a flock animal. They're a prey animal. They like to be with a flock. But she has been, since Colin died, on the outskirts and just kind of the edge of all the other little groups. We have the grown-up group, and we have Cosmo and his younger Easter egger group. And the Leghorns pretty much hang out with Cosmo. The twins, they do their own thing, but, So I think this weekend, I'm just going to see where she's happiest. If tonight at bedtime she chooses to get up there and not act like she wants to get inside there, which, she hops up there on top of that dolly or up there and she looks like she's wanting to roost in there, then I will snatch her up and put her in there to roost with them. But she's been out here all afternoon. She seems quite happy and quite content. And only because Laddie doesn't, like I said, Laddie doesn't hurt her when he's covering her. But the Brahmas want to attack her while he's got her down. And she should be laying. She hasn't laid yet, so maybe the stress of being, the bottom of the pecking order, and I don't know. Maybe it's just too stressful in there. I don't know. But I'm thinking if she's happier out here, if she is content to have a relationship just through the fence with the other chickens, but not be at their mercy, I'm going to let her do it. I'm just going to go by feel and by what makes her the happiest. Earlier, she was over here in the straw, looking for more worms, and a robin hopped over to eat some spilled birdseed, and she chased it off like, this is my yard. She doesn't follow me around to the other side of the house, which is nice. She stays around. I missed most of it. Laddie tried to mate with Moira. She wouldn't squat for him. She just did a little shake of her hips and he fell right off. I find that so funny. Dude, she does not like your mojo. Yeah. They're like, run, run, here he comes. He's such a brute. But anyway, I'm thinking at least this weekend, I'll leave her out. We'll see what she does tonight, and then that will tell me how to go for the rest of the weekend. Because I can't just be putting her in there at night and then, stressing her by grabbing her in the morning and putting her back out here. But to get out, she had to be on the far side of the coop where there isn't a hawk net yet. And that is about 7 feet of fence she's had to fly over. So I'm not thinking anyone chased her out. I think she just didn't want to be in there. And she's my little special girl. And she's the only one of her kind left. And, if need be, I'll get her a friend or a companion. She doesn't need a rooster. Oh, you just dug up that worm and then you just left it. Lucky, there's a worm right there in the center of the camera. Eat the worm. It's like I've had so many worms today. I know you see it. You dug it up. Mama pick up the worm and give it to you. Look, look. She's like, oh, yep. Earlier she grabbed a worm and it didn't even hang out her mouth like a piece of spaghetti. She just like sucked it right up. Guess she didn't want it. That worm's escaping. So she's like, I've had enough worms. So she has a little bit of, I didn't put scratch out here for her, but I'm not sponsored, but my new bag of Henhouse Reserve. This is a feed by Kalmbach Feeds. It's whole grains, as you can see in there. There's little peas and carrots, lots of vegetables. My hens love it. I do mix it with Kalmbach's block raiser. It's a 20, I believe it's called block raiser. It's a 20% crumble, and it's an off block. It's for whether you've got baby chicks, baby ducks, baby geese, whatever. It's a feed that is, they can all grow up eating. And so I mix that with this because of Laddie Roo's crooked beak. It's easier for him to eat crumbles, and he needs protein, not so much all the other things that come in hen feed. But this is a really, really natural, healthy feed, and it is very affordable, especially if you go straight to Kalmbach Feeds. And all my chickens love it. But look at it. If I was a chicken, I would rather eat that than just crumbles or just hard pellets. If they do eat it, she loves it. I sprinkled some out here. If people can't afford to feed it, they can use it like a scratch because the chickens love it. But anyhow, I'm going to check the front garden. Move the water sprinkler if I need to, but this is just a little video about Miss Moira. She flew the coop on her own. I haven't seen her wanting to go back in, and like a broken record. I will see how she is tonight at bedtime. I put the west wall down so she wasn't getting the sun. It does have a window which is covered in hardware cloth. Paul mentioned he's a little worried about predators, but that is a steel kennel, so nothing can get into her. if she's in the middle, nothing can reach her. If this turns out to something that we're going to let her stay out here, then I've got this large sheet of hardware cloth over there that I can cut in half, and it'll go around there perfectly, and she'll be perfectly safe. Now, come winter, I would not let her stay out here by herself. I would put her in so she has others to snuggle up with, unless she before then has somebody else to snuggle with. And but putting her back in there, like after being out all summer, and then just putting her in there at night, if I don't get her out first thing in the morning, she could become picked on all over again and all over again, and I don't want that. But if she's content to roam out here by herself, like I said, and just have contact with the others through the fence, I'm gonna let her do that. I'm just gonna let her do what she wants to do. I feel bad her losing her sister. I feel bad that Colin didn't make it. I don't think those two. I think they just also, besides the fact that Colin was attacked, maybe they just weren't strong enough. I don't know. I can't keep thinking about it. They're gone. I love them. I miss them. And I'm just going to let her do what she wants to do. If this is where she's happiest, then more power to her. But yeah. So tell me what you guys think. She's got safety out here. She gets along great with the cat. The cat watches over her. He doesn't mess with her. And if she does decide to stay out here, then I'm going to add a little bit of I don't know if it's called frame, but supports to the outside of this coop. And this little bit of an overhang can come out another like 6-10 inches. I just need to make sure there's something here to support it. And that way, if there's a little overhang and porch, Chaos will lay right here outside the coop when it's all closed up. That's just his thing. That's where he likes to sleep and lay. So we'll see. I did have her food and water down there, but I put it up here to let her know that, I don't know, she was getting up in there and scratching around and hopping around. So I put her food and water up there so that she knows that, this can be her home if she wants it to be. And though she was only out for a couple weeks before Colin died and I put her back in, she just seems just at home, and she seems like a happier chicken out here. So we're going to leave it at that. Miss Moira, my only cream crested leg bar. I don't think she'll get much bigger. They are a small bird, and she is smaller than the Easter egg. Well, probably about the same size as the Easter eggers who aren't mature yet, maybe a little bit smaller. And so that's a good chance I could leave her at the bottom of the totem pole. But she likes to be the boss, like chasing off the wild birds. And she's just doing her own thing, and she seems happy, and I'm just going to let her do it. And we'll let this weekend be an experiment. We'll see how she does. All right. You guys have a great weekend. Bye, Moira. Can you say bye-bye? I love her little yellow ears. They're just such a contrast to everything else on her, but she's so beautiful. All right. Bye, y'all.